All right, time to wrap up Chapter 2, The Churches. We are on Episode 6. I've already transferred over my Episode 4 and Episode 5 score. So this one, trees still +1, rocks still -1, empty spaces still -1, number of buildings in large group of each building type is plus that amount. If you get 4 buildings adjacent to the well, +4 points. We have the 2 wells. All 3 types of buildings adjacent to a church, +3 for each time that is. This one, instead of starting at the river, we are going to be starting at the church they have pre-drawn for us right there. So everything's going to be adjacent off of there. So if I can somehow get one of each building adjacent to that, I will be scoring 3 points for that church. That all being said, let us begin with the first roll. Our first roll, we have an L shape with the X in it. We have to begin at the church. So let's go up this way with the X, like such. There we go. Oh, the other thing I should say is all buildings must be constructed. Even churches means that I can no longer pass on a turn if I can't build a building. Then the game is just over. So we have a 1x3 with the X. Let's go along the top of this well, like such. Another X, we have a square on the X. A square on the X. We'll come down here with that square. Get an ability to kind of move all over the map as much as possible. Another X, a 1x with the X. So let's just fill in right here so we can make sure that we can get the 4 different types of buildings around that well. A 1x1 with lines. Let's do a weird thing here. Let's go ahead and put that right here with the lines. That way I don't have to worry about going up there with something. I can just come down here, or I can go up there. We have a church. So the first church is the plus sign. And for that one, I kind of want to draw it off of here. Would be a possibility. Or I can go up off of here, so I'd already have 2 of the buildings adjacent to it. Yeah, let's do that one. Let's do this little missing the bottom part plus sign right up on here. Because then, as I said, I already have a line adjacent, I already have an X adjacent to it. I was initially thinking maybe right into here, but then I'm not going to be able to get 4 different buildings adjacent to that well. We got a corner filled in. So now here, you know what, we're gonna pop that corner filled in up here adjacent to this church, because I'm gonna get rid of those rocks. And that church here is now gonna have all 3. So I'll put a little tally mark right there. And we got another church. Church is a 1x3. Where's a good spot for that 1x3? I don't want to put it here because then I'm not going to be able to get another one adjacent to that church. I could go a 1x3 here. Still leaves me my spots there. Yeah, let's go our church right there. Okay, so that next one's filled in. Next one's going to be a little 1x2 if I get another church. Instead, we have a 1x3 filled in, which is going to be a perfecto for right here. And then we're going to fill that in. So now this church has the line, the X, and the filled in. So we'll put another little hash mark there. And we have another filled in corner. So let's do that filled in corner right over here. That gets rid of my rocks. And that now puts 2 different symbols next to that church there. Alright, we have another church, the 1x2. The 1x2. We're going to put that church right here. That's going to finish off that well. Like so. Alright, so since I'm getting near the end of the churches, if I fill in that last church, then this just becomes a nothing as it was in the first 3 games, and I just do the other building that's depicted. So we have lines in a corner. I do need lines on that church and that church. So we could fill this in like that. Draw our lines. And then this church has the 3. And this church has 2 of them. I need a filled in one up there. So a square X. So I don't need the X there. I don't need the X there. Where do I want to put this filled in square X? Let's go right here. That continues our X's. Gets rid of those rocks. And so far, so good. You know, at the well, I'm going to put a little tally mark for that one. We got a 1x1 filled in. That is exactly what I was hoping for. Because I think I'm going to go here with it so I can finish off that well. Instead of up here. Although that might be a better option to get that church. But no, we're going to do it right here. Because a well is 4 points. A church is only 3 points. So now that well is going to score. A filled in corner piece. We'll corner. Oh. So I can do the corner there, which would be a possibility. Or I can do the corner there just for the empty. Now we'll do the corner here. That opens up my ability to cross the river down in this corner and go that way. Filled in. And the last church is a little 1x1 guy, huh? Is there somewhere optimal that I could place that right now? Anything that's adjacent to 2 things, I could put it here and hope I get a 1x2. Because that'd be next to there. Oh, it's not next to a line, though. I can put it... That's not going to be helpful there. I don't think I'm going to be able to score for this one, so let's just go ahead and put it here where the rocks are. Because I am scoring for the other 3 churches, so I'm good for that. Or maybe the other 4 if I can get one up there. Alright, so going forward, if I would have rolled this, I would just be drawing a 1x2 in line. So an X square, X squared. Well, you have to first find out what X is. And go right on that. Now we have a corner X. Corner X right there. Or do I corner X up here? But that would limit what I could draw there. We're going to just do the corner X right down here. Next up we have a filled in corner. That is, but isn't what I wanted, because I do want to fill in here, but I really didn't want to cover up those trees. Let's limit what we can do somewhat, but let's get rid of those rocks. Again, I can't pass. I have to construct any buildings that are rolled. So now we get another corner with an X. Pop it up here. Like that. And another. So there's that church symbol. Doesn't matter. I have a 1x2 with the X. Right here. This one should score me some pretty good points. a filled-in square. There is nowhere that I can put that, so this game is over. Let's see where I tally up with my scores. This is probably going to be my higher one of this chapter. So trees first. Well, let me just make sure with my churches. So this church has a filled in, has a line, has an X. This church has a filled in, a line, and an X. This church I never got filled in. This church filled in, line, X. That church I never got. So there's 5 churches. I got 3 of them. This well, 1, 2, 3, 4 buildings. This well, 1, 2, 3, 4 buildings. Done. All right, so trees. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 for the trees. Rocks is minus 2 points. Empty spaces, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Number of buildings in largest group. Filled in is only 3. Lines is 1. Yep, just the one. I didn't get many lines in this one. I only got those 2 of them. So that's 1. X's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We had 2 of the wells, so that is 8 points. We had 3 of the churches, so that is 9 points. So 10. Those 2 are taken out by that, so it's 10, 13, 14, 22, 31. So 31 for this episode. So 21 and 31 is 52, and 8 is 60. My pen's going a little dead, so let's see where we are at chapter 2. 60 is way down here in mirror, so I did pretty good. I think it's because I had the 2 good ones and then just that 1 bad one. All right, so that was chapter 2, episodes 4, 5, and 6. Well, this was just 6, but you'll found 4 and 5 as well as the other ones in a link down below. Also down below, if you could go ahead and like, subscribe, comment, share to this video and this channel. Look for our podcast where podcasts are found. And then one more link for you in that description is to our Patreon, which you could join and help monetarily support this channel. I will see you on the next one.